Imagine this. I'm at a pulsing club, the bass thumping through my chest, when I spot him, my best friend's boyfriend, the serial cheater who's broken her heart before. He locks eyes with me, flashes that charming smile, and starts flirting hard. But instead of walking away, I decide to play along and hand him a napkin with a phone number that will shatter his world. What happens next is the ultimate revenge that not only exposes him but sets my friend free to find the love of her life. Buckle up, this is one satisfying takedown you won't forget. If you've ever felt that burning rage when someone betrays a loved one, or dreamed of flipping the script on a sleazy cheater, smash that like button right now. Subscribe for more epic revenge tales from Reddit, and let's dive into this story that'll have you cheering by the end. Trust me, if justice tastes as sweet, you'll be hooked. Hi, I'm Alex, and this is a tale of betrayal, clever revenge, and the sweetest karma you've ever heard. It all happened way back in the day. Think early 90s or so, before cell phones were in everyone's pocket. No smartphones to store contacts or pop-up caller IDs. If you wanted someone's number, you scribbled it on a napkin or whatever was around. And yeah, we had photos back then, real printed ones from cameras, not digital snaps. Life felt simpler, but the heartbreaks, they hit just as hard. My best friend, her name is Emily, was the kindest soul you'd ever meet. Loyal to a fault, always seeing the best in people, even when they stomped all over her. And her boyfriend? His name is Jake. Jake was tall, ridiculously handsome, with that jawline that could cut glass and a swagger that screamed confidence. But looks can be deceiving. I'd never met him face to face, but I'd seen dozens of photos Emily showed me, her eyes lighting up as she talked about him. Deep down, though, I knew the real deal. Jake was a serial cheater, a womanizer who couldn't keep it in his pants. Emily had caught him once before, tangled up with some other girl, and it shattered her. I remember her calling me that night, voice breaking, sobs echoing through the phone as she described the scene. Her shoulders would slump, her eyes red and puffy whenever she'd mention it later. But she forgave him, convinced herself he'd change, that love would fix it. Every time she'd defend him during our coffee chats, I'd feel this knot in my stomach, my fists clenching under the table. How can she not see he's trash? I'd think, my blood simmering with frustration. I hated him for hurting her, for making her doubt her worth. It was infuriating, that powerless feeling of watching a friend suffer. Fast forward to that fateful Friday night. I was at this buzzing club, the air heavy with smoke and sweat, the dance floor alive with bodies grooving to the latest hits blasting from the speakers. I was there with a few pals, nursing a drink, just trying to shake off the week. Not looking for drama, but oh boy, did it find me. I spotted him across the room, Jake, leaning against the bar, chatting up his buddies with that smug laugh. My heart skipped, not the butterflies kind, but the oh hell no kind. From all those photos, I was 90% sure it was him. The height, the sharp features, that grin that probably melted hearts but made mine turn to ice. Is that really the jerk? I thought, squinting through the flashing lights. Then he turned, locked eyes with me, and strutted over like he owned the place. Up close, no doubt left. "Hey, I'm Jake," he said, his voice smooth as silk. Boom, 100% confirmed. This was the guy who'd betrayed my friend, time and again. But to Jake, I was a stranger, fresh meat in his eyes. He didn't waste a second, leaning in way too close, his whiskey breath hitting me like a wave. "You look like fun," he murmured, his gaze wandering in that creepy, entitled way that made my skin prickle. Inside, my mind was a whirlwind, anger surging like fire in my veins, my pulse racing. This scumbag is cheating right now, I seethed internally. Emily's at home trusting him, and he's here hunting. I could picture her face, that trusting smile, and it fueled the rage, my cheeks flushing hot. Not from his lame lines, but from the sheer disrespect. How many times had he pulled this? How many hearts had he toyed with while Emily waited? I could have walked away, or called him out right there. My hands itched to slap that smirk off his face, but no, a better idea sparked. I decided to flip the script. "I'm Jill," I said, forcing a flirty smile, my voice steady even as my heart hammered. I played along, chatting about the music, the vibe, all while my thoughts screamed, You're done, buddy. You think you're the player? Watch this. The tension coiled in my chest, a mix of nerves and excitement. My fingers trembled on my glass, but I kept cool, remembering Emily's tears, her broken trust. It pushed me forward. This wasn't just fun. It was justice for her pain. The club noise faded into a buzz as we talked. Then, the payoff moment. Jake, tipsy and cocky, asked for my number. Gotta see you again, Jill, he said, sliding me a napkin and pen, his hand grazing mine in that slimy way. My breath caught, ears ringing with the thumping bass. I took a steadying inhale, grabbed the pen, and wrote Jill followed by Emily's phone number, not mine. Her real one. It was risky, but in that split second, it felt perfect. Let him hang himself, I thought, a thrill shooting through me as I handed it back. He stuffed it in his pocket. No glance at the digits, too buzzed, too arrogant. He winked and sauntered off, probably to his next target. I left the club buzzing with adrenaline, my knuckles white on the steering wheel during the drive home. What if he spots the number? I fretted, anxiety gnawing at me. What if he ghosts it? But secretly, I prayed he'd call. This was about protecting Emily, exposing the rot so she could finally break free. Jake's entitlement boiled my blood. The betrayal, the lies. He thought he could disrespect her forever. Not on my watch. That night, Jake must have fished out the napkin, still high on his ego. He dials expecting Jill, but Emily answers, "Hello?" And in his slurred tone, "Is Jill there?" Not her name. The confusion, the dawning hurt. I can only imagine her heart dropping. That final crack in her trust. Emily called me the next day, voice shaky with pain and suspicion. Weirdest thing last night. Jake phoned me asking for some Jill. He sounded wasted. My stomach flipped, but I played innocent, chuckling like it was a silly mix-up. Inside, elation exploded. It worked. My chest swelled with fierce pride. And soon after, their relationship imploded. Emily, armed with that undeniable proof, dumped him for good. No more second chances. Months later, Emily met this amazing guy, thoughtful, genuine. Everything Jake wasn't. They clicked instantly and he proposed. At their wedding rehearsal dinner, amid the warm glow of candles and joyful toasts, I finally confessed. Remember Jake's bizarre call for Jill? I said, my voice firm but hands clammy. As I spilled it all, the club encounter, the flirt, the number swap. Emily's eyes went wide. The room hushed. Then she erupted in laughter, tears of joy rolling down. You absolute legend, she gasped, hugging me tight. Thank you. If he hadn't called, I might have stuck with that idiot and missed my soulmate. Jake vanished into irrelevance, exposed by his own dumb mistake. For me, it was euphoria, that flood of relief, triumph washing over me like a wave. Validation at last. Stories like mine show that sometimes you gotta give fate a push. Betrayal stings, but fighting back even sneakily can pave the way for real happiness. What about you? Hero move or pure luck? If this revenge tale had you fist pumping or laughing out loud, drop a like to show some love. And hit subscribe so you never miss another satisfying story from the depths of Reddit. In the comments below, spill the tea. What's the cleverest revenge you've ever pulled off or seen? Can't wait to read them. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.